Martin, it's probably a little too far into January to wish you a happy new year, but it is the first vlog of the new year and the new term, and it's been a very busy start to the new term, hasn't it? Tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, it's certainly been busy. I think that's probably why we haven't had time to do a vlog. Well, certainly the last few days have been really busy. We've had a trust review of the school this week, where we had a number of people coming into school to just have a look at what we're doing. And it's been a fabulous week. I'm not very good at accepting praise, as you know. But I said to the staff this morning, if I'm going to allow myself to be a little bit proud of what we're starting to achieve here, then I think the staff need to as well. And two things stood out from the review for me, Rick, really. I mean, the praise of the quality of the teaching and what they saw in the classrooms was universal. They loved the kind of love and the warmth as well that they saw within the classrooms. Fantastic team effort from everybody. But two things stood out. One was all the reviewers noted the quality of the relationships between our staff and our students, and the warmth and the love and the kindness, and you know how important that is to us. But I think the thing that really got to me this time was during the review, a number of students are asked to speak to the reviewers, so they're kind of checking with them that what we're saying is right. Mm-hmm. And I just wish we could have recorded some of those conversations and shared them with the staff, because we are now getting to a point where our students, as fabulous as they are really starting to appreciate what the staff are doing for them. And they said some lovely things about our staff, and that perhaps for me that was the highlight.
Just should mention two things which we talked about before. One, it's a consistent theme now, isn't it? You're getting this feedback all the time. It's not just a one-off. It's not just a flash in the pan. And the other thing is, you're not doing anything for these reviews that you wouldn't normally do on a day-to-day basis. Yeah,
and those two things are linked, aren't they? So they did comment on the consistency, and it was great, because I was wandering around the school with people from the outside, and all I was seeing is what we see every day now. Mm-hmm. I didn't see staff on desk tap dancing. I just saw staff doing what they always do, but it was good enough. In fact, it's more than good enough. It was great. So that was really pleasing. Yeah.
And a lot of those staff were in action long into the evening on Thursday evening, when we had quite a highlight of the school year, the sixth form open evening. Tell us what that's about.
Yeah, it was a kind of a shame that the two things clashed, because it meant a really long day for staff. But we had probably the best turnout we've ever had for sixth form open evening last night, and we got loads of Lipson parents there that have gone on the journey with us, year 11 parents who know what I'm going to say before I say it. But really pleasingly last night, we had 20 or 30 people from outside who are starting to have a little look and see what's going on here. And that'd be great. And it's a plea really, come and have a look at us, come and have a look at our sixth form. The results are now taking care of themselves. If you trust us with your youngsters, we'll get them to the best universities and on the high level apprenticeships, because that's what we're about, and we'll give them a load of love and support along the way. So last night was great, the staff were brilliant. Kev Mee, outstanding member of staff, and he led it brilliantly. But probably the best speaker of the night was Eri, who we've talked about before, year 12, and it's starting to get embarrassing actually how well he speaks. He puts me and Kev to shame.
And it should be said that if people want to find out more about what the sixth form has to offer, there's plenty online, and we'll probably link to it from this video, but certainly in the comments down below we can tell people what there is.
Yeah, we'll put a link on here. I think the most important thing is, if you're not sure, come and have a look, and we'll show you around during the day. We can't hide the kids from you. Come and have a look at us, and then make your own decision, really.
Anytime. Yeah. Just to wrap up, a couple of things happened this week, which I think again portray the school in a great light. And it's not something you want to boast about, but I was slightly involved in one of them and heard about the other one, so I'm going to put them to you. First of all, we had a gentleman who stopped me, walked into the road when I was driving home from school the other day, and said, can you tell me, is the principal still in? I want to have a chat with him. And he did. And tell us about that.
So I met Mr. Collard, 91 years of age, lives very locally. I hate the fact that a very small number of our kids sometimes let us down with antisocial behaviour on their way to and from school. It's something we work really hard at. He sat down on the sofas in reception, had a little tear. He was so grateful that I think up to 5 different kids stopped on their way past his house to help him carry his logs into the house, and he was just so touched he wanted to share it. And that's, I think, what serving the community is all about. So I had a cup of tea with him. We'll send him a letter today. I want him to know how much that is appreciated, how much it was part of my assembly this morning, it's lovely to get feedback like that. And if we're producing young people that just do that as a matter of course on their way home, we're doing something right, I think. So that was a real highlight. The review team thought I planted in there. I wish I was that clever.
And sort of tangentially to that, the year 8s and 9s, I think it was, went on a trip to London this week, a long journey up to London, and then they saw Oliver the Musical, and then a long trip back. And there was always concern as to how's it going to turn out. You can get a bit fractious on long coach journeys, but apparently the feedback from the theatre, the people who attended the play, and the staff and everybody was 100% complimentary.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think, Lucas, I think you were there. Mr. Williams took the trip, and there's a horrible bit of jargon. They talk about cultural capital and getting youngsters, giving them experiences like this. But there is something in that. Some of those youngsters hadn't been to London before. They certainly hadn't been to the theatre. Didn't get back till midnight. So the whole thing is it's a big day. But I think I'm right in saying, Lucas, you were stopped by several members of the public, many members of the public, just complimenting our youngsters on their conduct and on their behaviour. And do you know what? You've got to give credit to the staff that took that trip. Some of those youngsters, that'll be an experience they'll never forget. And in the middle of getting the bits of paper and changing their lives, some of those bits are just as important, aren't they?
Brilliant. And so, please, sir, can I have some more?
Absolutely. That was awful.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Thank you very much.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.